Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad that you could be with us today or whatever time of day it is for you. Alongside Jan is with me. Um, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to her, and I'll be back. Hey, Jan.
Hey, Steve. Thank you for having me on. You might hear a little bit of a delay between our voices because we're having a little bit of technical problems. So, this is what happens sometimes. That's why Steve didn't play, or did he play slight musical intro? Hi, everybody. I'm Jan. Thank you so much for being here. And in case you don't know, I have a channel and it's called the Save Money and More with Jan channel. And you know what we're talking about today? Making meals within 5 minutes or less. You don't have to be super busy. You don't have to be super tired. You just maybe for some reason want to eat fast. You want to eat something because you are super hungry and it doesn't break the bank. So I came up with a few ideas. I know that Steve has his own ideas too, but I'm just going to mention for now some of the few ideas that I have. One such thing is right under our nose. People oftentimes forget. Open up your refrigerator. Do you have any quote, end of quote, leftovers? Right off the bat, all you have to do is heat up your leftover. You don't have to be fancy schmancy. So, right off the bat, you have your less than 5 minute meal. If you want to doctor it up and change it, maybe a slice of cheese on top of that thing, or place it on a sandwich or a different sauce, all within the confines of a couple of minutes. I just thought I'd throw that in. The next thing, canned chili is a great thing to have. Steve and I were discussing that. That was also a friend of his idea as well. So I take no credit on that one. It's in your pantry. Take a can, break it open. There are other things you could do. Just thought that I would mention that before I forget. Also, a quick, simple salad. Salads do not have to be complicated. That's the problem. We complicate everything. I don't know why we do it. Maybe out of habit. You can use canned ingredients. Or in the morning time, for example, you can make your tuna salad ahead of time. What does tuna salad take? 5 minutes to make, honestly. Break open a can or tear open a pouch, put your favorite ingredients, put it in the fridge. It is already done. The flavors will marry. You don't even need the 5 minutes. All you need to do is open up refrigerator and serve. Done deal. I mean, that's like a meal in zero time because you borrowed a few minutes in the morning to do any make ahead. The other thing suggestion is an omelet, any egg based dish. Eggs do not take long to make. Just have a plan of action ahead. Maybe just want a simple thing like an omelet, let's say, with some drained, strained canned mushrooms or cut up tomatoes, or if you already happen to have sauteed onions available, like in your fridge from another meal, you could just like throw that in, or just saute them for a minute or two till it gets translucent. Some people like them a little darker, depends on your taste. Don't forget the importance of having spices, jars of spices and seasonings. That doctors up everything in no time. So an egg-based dish is always a fast, easy meal, not to mention extremely inexpensive. Sandwiches. On a hot night, especially, who wouldn't like a sandwich composed of your favorite ingredients? It does not take long to slap a sandwich together. And if you're low on cash, look in your pantry. You might happen to have that extra jar of peanut butter or jelly waiting. Be a kid again and slap together a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What does that take? Less than 2 minutes? Definitely thoughts ahead of time. Tuna salad, egg salad, any of those things can be made in advance if you want. And even if you don't make it in advance, tuna salad, it's already done for. Not to mention those little canned hams and those spam spread type things. You could easily use that for a sandwich. These are quick meats, quick proteins. They do not break the bank and they definitely save time. Another thing that I like to have if I want a warmer meal, sometimes I'll take a can. It doesn't have to be Campbell's, it could be another company. Vegetarian vegetable soup is the name of it. That's my favorite. And I have some, let's say, leftover rice, or my total favorite, leftover broken up vermicelli noodles. Just throw those cooked noodles right into that. Yum, yum, yummo. In less than a couple of minutes flat, I have myself a meal. If I want, I could always make a little toast while that's going. So fast. Turkey and cheese roll ups. It could be turkey and cheese, it could be ham and cheese, whatever you prefer. Some sort of a deli roll up. Yum. Take it, roll it up, put a couple of crackers on the side. You are done. Maybe might want a cut up tomato with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. A cut up cucumber. Totally cool, totally fast. Nothing's breaking the bank, and look at all the time you are saving. And also, what I like to do, I like to make air fryer grilled cheese. Now, don't get me wrong, nothing replaces the grilled cheese you make on a grill. You use butter or use spray. You could still do that, and it's still a very little bit of time. But what I do is I go an extra step. I do mine in the air fryer because the cleanup is so much easier. What I like to do, you can get your favorite bread. Sometimes whole wheat works for you, whatever you want, rye or whatever. Sometimes I'll take an English muffin. I would split it in half. I would put some either cheddar or American cheese on that. What I do is I put a little bit of butter underneath the cheese, and I put the cheese over. Then I put a sliced tomato on top of that. You could also take some of the bacon crumbles if you want. You don't have to. Put those two halves in the air fryer for like literally about 3 to 4 minutes. You have a toasted cheese sandwich. Your meal is done. Meals do not have to be expensive. They do not have to be complicated. And they certainly do not have to take a lot of time. Don't forget your friend, a handful of potato chips or corn chips or whatever sort of salsa you like with your own favorite other type of chip that goes with that. Steve, thanks a lot. Hopefully this will help some people out. I know you have some suggestions too.
I do. Now, you had mentioned just a couple minutes back, you mentioned the vermicelli pasta. What you can do there, whether you like vermicelli or even angel hair, because I'm harping here on a pasta that takes about 5-6 minutes or below to prepare. Because what you could do there is once you drain the pasta, you could add your favorite sauce to it if it's already made up, or do like what I like to do. Sometimes I like to add olive oil or a little bit of butter and then just add my seasonings, my pepper, my garlic. I do like to use the Goya adobo sometime on it to give it a little flavor. And then I just sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it, and I've got a meal. That's one thing you could do. If you want to step it up a little bit, you could grab a can of, say, green peas, drain it off, and then add about, to your liking, add a little bit in there. And then you could have your pasta and your vegetables all in one. You could go that route. The mixed vegetable is another one that works really good. Let's see. I have, I've mentioned it before. I've got one of the easiest, simplest, most elementary level ways of preparing white rice, and you've actually done it before. All you do is you get your saucepan, and whatever amount of rice you use, like if you use 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. Well, you get the idea, half a cup of rice, 1 cup. So you put that in your saucepan, you add a pat of butter, you put a lid on it, and you put it on high. Now you only let the rice come to a boil. You can wait a few seconds longer, turn it off, and then set it on your back burner and let it sit there for about 15 minutes. Remove the lid, it'll absorb the water, and you've got white rice already prepared. So that's another way you can go about cooking rice and have it in a jiffy. And with that, what I like to do there, and my mom used to do it for me when I was little, is she would take like chicken or beef bouillon and add to the rice a little bit and give it a little bit of flavor. And then she would just sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese, and I would eat it that way. That's a pretty good, something to eat. I know it's carbs, but still, you can do that in less than 5 minutes. That I know is a guarantee. Again, if you want to step it up a little bit, You can always add like what you can with the pasta. Just add a little mixed vegetables, add your peas, whatever vegetable you think would work, peas and carrots, whatever you like. And that way, I like to do that sometimes. That way, it doesn't always feel like I'm eating just carbs, just carbs. That way, I'm adding a little more to it. You know, let's see, what else could I write? You mentioned the eggs. Eggs is always a thumbs up. Um, my favorite eggs, I can eat eggs pretty much any way, except for poached. I'm not a real big fan of those, but scrambled, omelet. If you want to do like over medium or a fried egg, you can do that pretty easy. You can put an egg on a sandwich, put a piece of cheese on it. You've got you can go that route since you know when you mentioned the sandwiches earlier on. Um, there's so many different things that you can do and go about preparing a meal in less than 5 minutes. It's not really that hard because who really wants to stand there for 40, 50 minutes, an hour preparing something? Me, I would rather just go in there. If I can get it done in 5 minutes or less, I'm happy. Sometimes that's been known to go over to 10 minutes, but still, I'm not devoting all that time just slaving over a hot stove. And I'll tell you what else is good. You mentioned the tuna. Well, great value. I get them at the wholesale club. It comes in a can. It's about yay big, and it's got chicken breast on it. You can drain it off, and you can make chicken salad out of that. You can put it in a Caesar salad. You there. I think you know the chicken breast I'm talking about. It comes in the water. It comes in the can. Those are good. Um, there's so many different things you can do. Um, if you want to, if you want to go a snack route, you've got, you can do Cheez Its, you can do cheese and crackers, anything pretty, because the sky's the limit. If you have an imagination, you can come up with a meal within a 5 minute or so period. I believe that you just have to have some creativity. Anybody can come up with a meal. So
Agree, 100%.
right. So hopefully, between what you said and what I said, um, that'll give everybody out there some idea to going ahead and, putting some type of meal together that you don't have to slave over a hot stove. All right. Well, Jan, this was a fun segment. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. I hope everybody has a great, whatever time of day it is. And if you guys could really do me one big favor before I sign off, this would be great. All right, everybody. Hope everybody has a great whatever time of day it is. And I or we will see you back here next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.